Imagine touching something and tasting it at the same time. Octopus suction cups contain chemical receptors similar to a tongue, so every touch is literally taste, smell, and feel combined. Imagine your arms making decisions without asking your brain. Each arm contains about 40 million neurons, more than many small animals' entire nervous system. Imagine escaping through a hole smaller than your own head, changing your skin into living camouflage, and rewriting your entire body shape in seconds. Octopuses can compress their entire body because they have no rigid skeleton at all, only a hard beak. Now imagine all of that belongs to one creature, not from another planet. From Earth, hidden beneath the ocean, lives an animal with no bones, 3 hearts, blue blood, and a mind so strange that scientists compare it to alien intelligence. 2 hearts pump blood to the gills, 1 pumps to the body. The main heart actually stops when it swims. But the deeper researchers look into the octopus, the less it behaves like any creature we understand. Because an octopus does not think the way we think. It does not move the way animals should move. And when threatened, it can vanish so completely it feels supernatural. Some species can eject ink that contains chemicals that disrupt predators' smell and vision simultaneously. This is the octopus. Beyond the reach of sunlight, where pressure alone can crush bone, something unusual dominates the darkness. At depths below 1,000 meters, pressure is over 100 times greater than at sea level. The octopus doesn't just survive here, it reshapes what survival even means. No skeleton, no fixed form, no stable identity, just pure adaptability built into every inch of its body. Octopus skin contains 3 types of specialized cells: chromatophores, iridophores, and leucophores, working like a living display system. And in this world, nothing about it stays the same for long. A single arm can think on its own. Skin can shift from rock to coral to shadow in an instant. Skin change can occur in under 200 milliseconds, faster than a human blink. And movement isn't movement at all, it's decision-making in motion. But here's what makes scientists pause. They don't just study what the octopus is, they study what it does under pressure. Because it doesn't react like most animals. It doesn't rely on one brain to solve problems. It distributes intelligence across its entire body, as if the ocean itself is thinking through it. Octopus intelligence is considered convergent evolution, meaning it evolved complex problem-solving independently from mammals. It escapes what should be impossible. It solves problems with no clear method. And it adapts so fast even predators can't predict what comes next. Octopuses have been observed using tools, including coconut shells, as mobile shelters. And yet, despite all of this, we still don't fully understand it. Because the octopus isn't just an animal you observe, it is an intelligence you try and fail to anticipate. The octopus doesn't just change color, it rewrites reality on its skin. Some species can display over 50 to 200 different pattern combinations, not just for camouflage, but communication. One moment, it is nothing more than a stone on the ocean floor, still, unnoticed, forgotten. And then something changes. It doesn't run, it doesn't hide, it disappears. Not into distance, but into the environment itself. Sand, coral, rock, shadow. The boundary between body and world simply breaks. But here's what makes it even more disturbing. It doesn't just copy color, it copies structure. Certain octopuses can match not only color, but texture, sand ripples, coral bumps, even cracked stone surfaces. And it does this instantly. Inside its skin, millions of specialized cells react in real time. Chromatophores expand and contract like living pixels, controlled directly by nerves, meaning its skin behaves like a biological display system. But camouflage is not just a trick, it is behavior. And sometimes it becomes something else entirely, because hiding is not always enough in the deep ocean. Some octopuses don't just avoid predators, they become them. A drifting shape turns sharp. A harmless form becomes dangerous. And then there is the mimic octopus, which doesn't just imitate one creature, but at least 15 different marine species. Sea snakes, lionfish, flatfish, even more. Each performance is precise, each movement calculated, because in the deep ocean, there is no room for error. One mistake is not survival, it is silence. And in that world, being seen is the same as being caught. The most unsettling truth is not camouflage, it is cognition. Because what you think is a central brain is not central at all. Around 2/3 of an octopus's neurons are not in its head, but inside its arms. And that changes everything. Each arm doesn't just move, it decides. But here's where it gets even stranger. It doesn't wait for permission. It acts first and reports later. Even if separated from the body, an octopus arm can still react to stimuli for a short time. It still reaches. It still responds. It still behaves as if it understands what is happening. And now imagine this. Your hand touches something, and before your brain even reacts, it already knows what to do. No instruction, no delay, no central control. That is not imagination for the octopus. That is normal biology. And when all 8 arms operate together, it stops behaving like one creature. It becomes something else entirely. A body where intelligence is not located in one place, but distributed across motion itself. And in that moment, you realize something uncomfortable. This is not a creature that thinks with a brain. This is a creature that thinks with its entire body. Octopuses are considered one of the most intelligent invertebrates on Earth. In lab tests, they can open child-proof containers and navigate mazes using memory. And their escape logic is simple. If its beak fits, everything fits. The beak is the only hard part of its body, made of chitin similar to insect shells. Even sealed environments fail them. Some aquarium escapes happen through tiny gaps behind filters and pipes, completely unnoticed. And when escape fails, it doesn't panic. It blinds the world. Ink clouds can contain tyrosinus, which irritates predators' eyes and sensory systems. Each arm is not just movement, it is a sensory system, a living interface with the world. Suction cups don't just grip, they analyze. They can taste, detect chemical signals, and respond independently, like hundreds of tiny decision makers working in real time. But that is only the beginning, because at the center of this system lies something built for force. A beak, small, hidden, silent, but strong enough to crack armor. Octopus beaks are so dense, they are stronger than steel relative to their size. And yet, this creature doesn't rely on strength alone. It escalates. Because in the deep ocean, survival is not about fighting harder. It is about ending the fight before it begins. Some species take this further, much further. The blue-ringed octopus carries venom powerful enough to kill a human within minutes. No warning signs, no chase, no struggle, just a silent encounter that can turn irreversible in moments. And yet it does not use this power for chaos. It uses it with precision, because the octopus does not hunt like a predator. It hunts like a system designed for control. And in the deep ocean, control is not just an advantage, it is absolute dominance. And yet, after all of this, we still struggle to classify it. Because the octopus does not fit into the usual definition of intelligence. It does not build civilizations. It does not speak. It does not need tools to dominate environments. But here's the contradiction. It dominates without needing any of that. Instead, it becomes the environment, not by force, but by adaptation so complete, the boundary between body and world disappears. Scientists often describe octopuses as a nervous system distributed across a body. But that definition still feels incomplete, because it doesn't explain what you are actually looking at. A mind that is not located anywhere. A being that thinks through motion, decides through skin, and exists without a fixed center of control. And maybe that is the real question. Not how intelligent the octopus is, but why intelligence took this form at all. Because in the deep ocean, evolution didn't create a monster. It created something far more unsettling. A question that is still alive. If this world of hidden intelligence fascinates you, subscribe to Beastopedia. Because we don't just show animals, we uncover what nature doesn't explain easily. And there's always another creature waiting to change what you think you know.